Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Women Are Worthy Network. Y'all, look, today's Martin Luther King Day. And let me tell you something. I got a queen, okay? Get it? Martin Luther King, queen, get it? Okay, so this story is near and dear to my heart because I'm all about women empowerment. I'm all about the kids. I'm all about, helping them. So on our platform today, we have the one and only Miss Tiffany Collie-Bailey. But listen to this, okay? Whew, I got to drink something because I'm a bit parched. And I'm going to tell you why. This woman has done so much. Her resume is yay high. Okay, we can't go through it. We'll talk about it while we're doing the show. She is the CEO of Girls Inc. It's a phenomenal organization. Come a little closer. I said it's a phenomenal organization. Basically, that organization inspires young girls to be strong, smart, and bold. Tiffany, again, is the CEO of Girls Inc. She's been the CEO since 2018. Y'all heard me? I said since 2018. So please tune in and support this wonderful show, this great, phenomenal lady. So the Women Are Worthy Network welcomes Miss Tiffany.
Thank you so much for having me here on this amazing special day.
You are quite welcome. And I'm so glad we arranged it to be on this day because it's befitting,
Absolutely.
So, for those who are tuning in or just like, oh, wow, we love the intro, but who is this Tiffany? Who is Miss Tiffany? Can you tell us a little bit about who are you? I mean, I read your resume and I did my research. So if you felt like someone was looking over your shoulder or someone was following you, that would be me. That would be me. So tell us, my heart is full having a woman such as your caliber on this platform. Tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Well, I come from a family, and that's how I start this. This is about family. And so I come from a family who was about service. And so my career, my life, my mission, my path is all about service. I've been in the nonprofit sector and nonprofit leadership and management for almost 23 years now. And in that, I have served in nonprofits that have been dedicated to the arts and seeing underserved children have the opportunity to be able to experience the arts. I've worked in healthcare, working for and working with nonprofit faith-based organizations that have supported families who didn't have access to healthcare, who didn't have the resources by which to make sure that they can maintain their health. I have worked for organizations that have focused in working with nonprofits, working with those with disabilities, so that everyone has an opportunity to be able to create job skills and learn job skills and be able to work to take care of themselves. And then most recently, I've had the opportunity, the pleasure, the joy of working with Girls Inc. of Greater Atlanta, where, as you said, our mission is to inspire all girls to be strong, smart, and bold. And that's what I grew up around. I grew up around amazing women, strong, smart, bold women who were about their communities, who educated, who taught, who gave. I grew up in a faith home full with grandparents who were pastors and aunts and uncles, and parents who really instilled in me the meaning of I am my brother's and my sister's keeper. And that I didn't get here by myself and I don't stay here by myself. And it is my responsibility to give back, to sow into it. But I also had the opportunity of being raised with amazing men in my life who really showed what it was to support their Black queens and to encourage them and to keep going. So I am just someone who at the end of the day is recognizing that I have a responsibility to give back to my community, to support my brother and my sister. And so that is the legacy that I want to live, that I want to leave, right? Is that making sure that I did what I was supposed to do. I understood the mission. I understood what I was supposed to do, and I did it. And I did it with a faithful heart.
Well, while you were talking, I don't mean to interject, but I have to say this is a discrepancy, and I'm going to point it out. You said you've been working, you've been for 23 years in the nonprofit world. How can you be working in the nonprofit world for 23 years when you look 21? That's a problem.
Well, God is good. God is good, and I
This
have
is
some.
what you call when I hear people say black don't crack. I said no. Good black don't crack.
That's what it
Okay.
is. That is, God has been good, and if you think I look young, you should see my 70-something-year-old mother who is still wearing her 5 and 6 inch heels. So yes, I come from good genes, good stock.
That's what I'm talking about. And I love it because for me, why I really wanted to have this conversation with you, because I've had issues when I was younger. I don't know if I mentioned it, that I've, got involved in sex trafficking and was homeless and things like that. So for me, when I see someone out there, because now I want to be that person. I want to be that person that I wish I had in my life back then. I was raised around men. I slipped through the cracks. So when I hear women such as yourself who are doing other things and you decide to give back, I'm in alignment with you, because I too worked in healthcare and I just didn't want to do it anymore. I loved it, but I wasn't being fulfilled. It wasn't my purpose. It wasn't my passion. You know what I'm saying? It was the money.
Absolutely.
So I said, this is what I want to do. So my question to you is, what is the biggest misconception? Because you have an organization and you're running, you're working with young girls. What is the biggest misconception that's out there why parents may not be fully engaged, you think, with their children, their young daughters?
I think in today's age, I don't even think that is, I think the misconception is that parents don't want to be, right? I think that parents want to be engaged, but I think for sometimes the generation of parents that we are working with, we come to the table with what we have. And so if I come to the table and I'm coming to the table from a place and space where I didn't grow up seeing that, and that wasn't my reality, and until someone exposes me or shows me something different and something better, I come to the table with who I am and what I have. And sometimes, right, it is not what others have, right, but it's what they have. And so what I believe is that we have to work with what we have. And so we have to meet people where they are. So meeting you where you are is not me believing that you don't want to be in your daughter's life, that you don't want to spend that time with her. It's that no one's giving you and showing you the opportunities of where you can and how that can happen. And so I believe that, as we at Girls Inc. have responsibility to being there for the daughter and the girls, we have responsibility for being there for the whole family, right? It is
Holistically.
a holistic picture of it, right? It's standing in the gap. It is being a part of the village, right? And so I think that's what it is. I think the biggest misconception is that our parents don't want it. No, they may not know how, right? Because again, it wasn't demonstrated for them. It wasn't seen. But I think, again, the exposure is when you see and give parents the opportunity to come together in family engagements, when you create the space, when you create the opportunities, I think then you are now giving them something different, allowing them to see something different, experience something different, and then being able to then mirror that and translate that into their own home.
For me, because I mentor young girls, and what I found was I would talk to the young girls, mentor them, give them the tools, but I realized there was a disconnect, because whether I'm talking about holistic care or talking about plant-based dieting or lifestyle or talking about just things in general, you give them the tools, but then they have to take it home. And the parents may not accept that. Or there's some parents who I felt like the children were smarter than them and they didn't like it. So what I realized, let me start working with the parents. Let's start, making sure that the parents get the tools as well. Because when the child's bringing it in, so this way, so it became a little easier to swallow, going to the parent. Because, think about it. You're going to the child or you're helping the child, but the mother is out. There's all these resources for me that I see for the children, but we're the resources for the household, for the family. We're empowering, the children, but where's that resource or the knowledge for the parent who's working as many shifts as she has to keep a roof over her head? So my question to you is because I was given a lot of questions to ask when I put that out there in some of my private Facebook groups. What challenge is it? Because right now we're living in social media world, honey. And I've had to have hard conversations with a couple of my mentees regarding reality shows.
Absolutely.
You know, what challenge do you see right out there that's now for our young ladies?
You know, I think the challenge that we are seeing right now, it deals a lot with the reality, right, of understanding, you know, we call it real versus reality, and that what you see out there on social media isn't always reality. And it goes into the self-esteem of our girls, it goes into the mental health of our girls. And what we have especially seen with COVID is that, and I say this, in that the young ladies that we work with traditionally at Girls Inc., let me first say this. Every girl needs a Girls Inc. in her life. Every girl can benefit from the programming that we do at Girls Inc., who we have traditionally focused our efforts around, but we haven't excluded anybody, are girls who are underserved and coming from underserved communities. And so what I would say is that those young ladies already were coming to us with some challenges that they were having to deal with. And so when you put a pandemic on top of it, it exacerbated what they were dealing with. It exacerbated. And when you're talking about girls, we're social, right? We're social, and we are connectors. And so we severed that connection when the pandemic came. Right? We were no longer the social butterflies. And so we were already dealing with some challenges, family challenges, financial challenges, social emotional challenges. And so what we see is that now I'm faced with, and I'm spending all this time on social media where reality isn't real. And so there's a disconnect. And so as we have found our girls to come back into the schools, and as they go this kind of this back and forth, I'm in school today, oh, someone has COVID, oh, I've been exposed, right? They're on a roller coaster, right? And so it's, I'm up, I'm down, I'm here, I'm there, I'm beautiful, I'm not. And so our real challenge is really trying to deal with our social emotional pieces of our girls, the trauma that this pandemic has caused our girls, and how social media, when not done properly, how it just exacerbates everything else that's going on in the world. And it's hard for them to be able to tell, again, what's real and what's not real, or hard for them to be able to express their feelings. We do a program called the Wellness Program, and it really was to help give our girls the words to express themselves, because so often sad and mad is used interchangeably. And I don't know when I'm really sad, but I feel I'm mad, but it's coming out, but I'm sad. At the root of it, I'm sad. And so helping our girls to be able to express themselves or what they're feeling. I don't feel beautiful today. I'm sad. That saddens me. And then it makes me mad. And so being able to really get grassroots with our babies, right, and have those real conversation as women who have been where they are, who can be honest that Miss Tiffany didn't start out as a CEO. Miss Tiffany started out as a chunky little girl who had big, thick glasses and dealt with her own self-esteem issues. But let's be honest about those pieces. And then when we have those real conversations, and we take the makeup off, and we take all the facade off, right? Miss Tiffany understands where you are, where you've been, and wants to help to get to where you want to go, right? But again, it's being able to reach our girls on a level, but the challenge, it is so much deeper than just the social media. It is really the self-esteem of our babies and what they've been experiencing mental health wise and trauma wise during this time.
Because if you think about it, I can't phantom going through what they went through at the age that I was now, because you already have PTSD.
Yes.
Thank God I found a great therapist who was helping with my mental, and I'm here now with prayer, with a tribe of villagers, because I'm gonna keep it real, y'all. I ain't like women. I didn't like y'all. Okay. Because of what I went through with women. So I did. So then I realized I needed to come, thanks to God, I had to come back to women. And, so now my villagers, because we're nurturers, as you said, not all of us are nurturers, but I found the right nurturing
Absolutely.
spirits who nurtured me and helped the wounded soul, and found a therapist who worked well with me. So helped me with that PTSD, compiled with, okay, then you had 9/11, because I'm from New York, and
Okay.
you're not, then you had 9/11,
Right.
then you have COVID on top of, and it's like, okay, so mentally, I have to keep my mind in check.
Mm-hmm.
Speak to my, because I don't want any triggers. I know what my triggers are, and thank God
Yes.
I'm still working with her, because I'm used to going in the office, and now, for a while everything shut down. I said, oh no, oh no. So then we started doing the online, which helped me
Absolutely.
tremendously. So one of the things we talk about, Miss Tiffany, is self-care, because as women, we're nurturers, we're taking care of everybody.
Everybody.
What do you do for self-care?
Self-care for me really is taking time for just me, right? And so at Girls Inc., one of the things that we've done for our staff is that as a part of our benefit package, you have PTO, you have sick days, and you have self-care days, and you get one self-care day a month. And that is just a day, whatever you want to do with that day.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it is about pampering Tiffany, right? It is, let's go get our hair done, let's go get our nails done, but it's all about me that day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because so often we make our lives about our husbands, our children, our work, but we never take the time to just say, I need a day for me, right? And whether that's just me, just not around anyone, not doing anything else for anybody but me. And what I've learned is that that's not selfish. I used to feel like that was selfish.
Yes, yes. And
But
that's what I talk to women about,
yeah.
because I was raised by men.
Mhm.
And so I have this thing, like, I'm entitled to take the day off. I don't have to
Mhm.
take, so
Yeah.
I don't have that. And I'm working with other women regarding not feeling
Yep.
selfish, not using that word. Because at the end of the day, as they talk about, when the plane goes down, you got to put the oxygen
You
mask over your
do.
face. So
You
you need
do.
that. So for me, like, now it's kind of nerve-wracking, because I love my massages, but because of now this new thing that's going on, I saw that look on your face. Now that new thing that's going on, I'm not messing with that right now, but I'm
The
finding other
mail,
ways.
the mail, it is, and I have learned, and I have learned sometimes the hard way, about taking care of me when your body begins to work against you. And so I have learned to listen to my body, right? And sometimes my self-care day needs to be more than once a month, right? And that's okay. Because my goal is I want to live to be a long, ripe old age. But I got to take care of me to do that. And then, like you said, I got to put my seatbelt on. I got to put my vest on first before I can save anybody else. And so that's what I have learned, that even in, being a CEO, and you got to do what you got to do. And sometimes you work the long hours. But I've learned to, work hard and play just as hard, and,
Exactly.
and not
Exactly.
feel any type of, oh, well, no, I don't know. I know that I work hard. I know
Mhm.
that I put in 150% every day. And so I got to take care of Tiffany.
You
And that's what
deserve
I've
it.
learned to do. And I've learned to, not just say that to staff, but to demonstrate it, right? Because so
Mhm.
often we tell people what they should do, that you need to take a rest. You need to, no, I know how to take my mental health day.
Mhm.
And we all need it.
Exactly. So what would you tell 13-year-old Tiffany if you could go back?
Oh, I would tell 13-year-old Tiffany that you are enough. You're enough. There is no one that you need to impress but you. You are your biggest competition. I would tell 13-year-old Tiffany that you are beautiful, you are amazing, and God has created you to do amazing things. Trust it. Trust Him, right? I would tell her that, you're enough. You're enough. You're all that God created you to be. You're enough. And that would be the biggest thing, that if I could go back and whisper in her ear,
Mhm.
Lord, I'll tell her she's enough. She don't have to be anything or anybody else. just be who God created you to be.
Mm-hmm. Now, since you've been with Girls Inc., what, because I know many great things has happened, but what was the first most satisfying thing that has happened that even to this day, you're like, yeah, we did that?
You know, one of the first things that I will always remember was that when Michelle Obama came to State Farm Arena, and we were the second to last stop on her book tour here in Atlanta. And her team reached out to us and wanted to know if we had a girl who could go on stage and do a becoming speech. And it was just a few things, just a few little sentences. But them reaching out was like amazing to me. And then they called back and they said, okay, well, can you go on stage and do a becoming speech too? And I was like, oh, you want what? And then they gave us tickets. And then the Sundial gave 30 of our girls. We took our girls to dinner. So we created a whole day of pampering for the girls. Because when my mother would take us to a show or to the theater or to an event, she made a day out of it. We got dressed, we got our hair done, we went to dinner, we went to the show. We had little goodie bags that we had during the show. And so I wanted every little girl to have that experience. And so that's what we did. They came to the center, they were pampered. Kendra Scott gave them necklaces. They ate. We went to the Sundial, they ate. We went to the show. And then we, right before Michelle Obama came out, Kennedy Mitchell, who was our little girl, came on stage and did her becoming speech, and that baby blew it out the water.
Yes.
She blew it out the water. And what makes that also so memorable for me, not that I got to go on stage and do the same, but if you look at Michelle Obama's Netflix documentary, you'll see that they captured footage in that documentary of Kennedy doing her becoming speech.
Oh,
that will always be my moment, right? Everybody has a moment. That was my moment. And that's a moment that I will always carry with me is being able to have that opportunity.
so after, this platform, and you, tomorrow morning you wake up and Joe Biden says, you know what, that there lady Tiffany, I saw her on the Women of Worthy platform. We need to call her. We need to give her $5 million. You get that. We put speaking that into existence. If it ain't for me, it's for somebody. It's for somebody. Okay, manifest that. What would you do with of the 5 million to 2.5 million? What would you do with that? The first half of that money.
The first half of that money I would give into rebuilding the community where I was from, Dayton, Ohio. Okay. Dayton was where I cut my teeth. It was what raised me. It is that community that sold into me, that it made me the woman, the leader that I am today. And so that community has really gone through some strife and some struggle as those big, GM and manufacturing plants began to pull out of that community. And so my family is 4 generations of truck and bus and GM. And all of a sudden, one day, GM closed. And that community really took a hit. But I remember what that community was. I remember growing up and being a little girl and seeing the vibrancy and seeing how that community came together. And so with the first 2.5 million, I would invest in that community. I want every little girl and every little boy to be able to have that same type of experience that I had growing up, a community that cared about you, a community that embraced you, a community that had opportunities. Because it's just about the opportunity, right? If I can just get the opportunity. And so since that will always be, I love Atlanta. Atlanta's my second home. But Dayton, Ohio will always have a special place for me. And so being able to see and sow back into from whence I came, that matters.
See, and I love when you said that, because to me, I live in Georgia, but New York, Brooklyn will always be my home. I don't care where I live. It'll always be a part of me, no matter, I go back, but that's still a part of me. Just listening to you, it really warms my spirit, really warms my heart, because I love talking to women such as yourself. So my next question is, if let's say Shonda Rhimes is watching this and she wants to write a book on your life, what song or what title would you like the title to be?
Oh, wow.
Y'all be asking questions now.
Oh,
Y'all be asking good questions. I'll be asking good questions now. I'm the hostess with the mostest, y'all. That's right. Click the like, subscribe, comment. Make sure you follow the Women Are Worthy Network platform on YouTube. Okay.
oh, okay. You got okay.
It doesn't have to be a song. I just put song out there. It could be
You put a
something
song out
else.
there. You know what? It would be triple threat. That's what it would be. It would be a triple threat. That that's what I would say. Not a song, but that is who I am. Triple threat.
Okay, I'm going to ask you some things and tell me what word comes to your mind. Leadership.
Servant.
Cobb Chamber.
Awesome organization.
Tiffany.
Blessed.
Dayton, Ohio.
Home.
General Motors.
Provider.
I love that. I love that when you
provider.
Okay.
Provider.
Mother.
Heart.
Georgia.
Ancestry.
Oh, baby.
Ancestry. Yes.
You did that. You did that. You did that. Now, if someone's watching and they want to know how can they get involved, how can they support you, how can they reach out to you, what is your social media handles or the contact information if they want to look, y'all, listen to me carefully. When I say this is a phenomenal organization, it's a phenomenal organization. So I need y'all to put your money towards this organization.
Absolutely.
I need you to put your time towards this organization, and I need you to put your talents. So if you don't have the money, I know you know someone who got the money, send them there. If you don't have the time, you know someone who has the time, send them there. Because we have to make sure, think about this, everyone. She's building bridges. She's building bridges. And by her helping these young ladies that are out there, think about this. She's building them up for success. So you ain't got to worry about them later, okay? You may have to worry about them when you want to get a job from these young ladies, okay? Because they're gonna be doing things. They're gonna be running companies and organizations. They're gonna be mistresses of industries, okay?
Absolutely.
So make sure you contact this organization, please, please, please. Okay, Tiffany, how can they contact you guys?
So all of our handles, whether it is our website, our Instagram, our Facebook, our LinkedIn page, our Twitter, we are Girls Inc. ATL. Easy to find. Website girlsincatl.org. But that's who we are. And so you can get involved in any way you want. I'll tell you, one way, and it's so funny, we love donations where they come in. But I'll be honest, what our biggest struggle and challenges right now are that I have many, many open positions, and we are like most organizations out there right now that are dealing with a staffing shortage. And when I say I have more girls to serve than ever, we have created more programs in more communities, expanded our programs into DeKalb and to Clayton County, and we're looking to serve almost 3,000 girls this year. But I'm trying to build that staff up, that staff that wants to serve, that staff that wants to make an impression on girls and girls' lives. We have a new program that is working with girls who are staying in extended stay hotels because so many families across the greater Atlanta area are living in extended stay hotels. And so in one particular program in Decatur, in DeKalb County, we are taking the program to the hotel. They have an event center in front of it. And so we're providing programming there, providing tutoring for the girls, providing hot meals for the family. And so we need staffing. We need donations, we need volunteers, but I'll tell you right now, the opportunity to serve is a paid opportunity right now, where we need folks who are willing and who want to become a part of the Girls Inc. family, because that's what it is. We're a family. We don't do this. I don't do this by myself. I may be the CEO, but let me tell you, I have a team that surrounds me, that supports me, that cheers me on, that encourages me, and I do the same for them. And so we're looking to continue to grow that team so that we can continue to serve and provide amazing programs to girls in this community. So look on our website, go to Indeed. We have a Girls Inc. of Atlanta page where it has our positions posted. We have full-time and some part-time positions available. And so we would love to have you join us.
And it's Girls Inc. ATL or ATL?
It is Girls Inc. ATL.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, put that up there. I'm telling you, I feel like I'm an advertising agency for you. I really do. I'm like, wait a minute, because I know what it's like when you feel for the babies, and we just need bodies, not just anybody, but someone who has a passion to do this. Well, if I was doing 50 million things, I'm like, okay, where do I apply? You know,
come up, and that's what it is. It's a passion to serve. It really is, because just as we have our ups and downs, our girls have their ups and downs.
Right.
And being able to support them. And I'm telling you, this COVID, my Lord, and especially with this Omicron variant, every other day, someone's been exposed. It used to be someone's been exposed. Well, now it's someone has it.
Yes.
And so the precautions that we take within our facilities, the precautions that we take in our schools as we're going in providing program in the schools, it's real. It's real. And it's not just real for us. And so as adults, we have found it challenging to deal with. So imagine what our girls are going through. Imagine what our babies are going through as they're trying to navigate. If we as adults are struggling to navigate through it, what do we expect our kids to do? But they have been resilient with it.
Yes.
They do it with a smile on their face, right? While we're grumbling as adults, they are still kids. And so we want them to be, we want them to remain kids, right? We want them to still have their childhood and not allow this COVID virus or this new variant to take that away from them. And so we surround them with all the love that we have. And we want to surround them with people and positive people who aren't afraid right now to come on out and show them, we're still here. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be here and support you.
I really believe when we talk about first responders and first line of defense, I think we need to put people who run organizations like this and the people who work in these organizations on that level, because we're here trying to save these babies. Because think about this, if we don't help them, yes, imagine mentally what happens. It gets worse and they can succumb to teen pregnancy or get trapped into certain situations. They're being abused and you have no idea. And then for the ones who have low self-esteem or on the borderline, it goes down even more. So I'm telling you, we really, when I say baby, when I say I love your organization, I love your organization. So anything that I can do to support, help out, when you have an event, whatever it is, let me know. Speaking or whatever, let me know. I'm here to serve, because that's what God wanted me to do. That's why I got all my stuff. Women of Worthy Leadership. I mean, I got the whole gamut from my nonprofit to, but at the end of the day, I do believe one of the issues that I have, and I'm going to put it out there, nonprofits need to start collaborating.
Absolutely.
They need to start collaborating, because, again, if we do things together and not think about, well, your organization is bigger than mine or mine's big. At the end of the day, it's the babies that count.
Absolutely.
They don't care who it is. It's the babies that count if you're intentional,
And that's what it is. And you know what? And that's a part of the village, right? It takes a village. Girls Inc. has been out here for 45 years. When I tell you, in the 45 years, Girls Inc. of Greater Atlanta has been around for 45 years. And all that we have done, again, we didn't do by ourselves.
Right.
We didn't do by ourselves. We didn't just do it in Cobb County. We did it in Atlanta. We did it in Decatur. We've done it in Fulton County. But we've done it because we've had a network of collaborators who are about the same mission, right? There are 1,000 different girl serving organizations out there. Those are my sister girls. Those are my sister organizations. And while we may have a lot in common, right, what we have in common is that, even more so than anything, is that we're about those girls. We're about seeing our babies and our girls succeed. And so we're not competing against each other. We're working with each other. As Girls Inc. has events, as Cool Girls has events, as Girls on the Run have events, we share information, we share girls, because we recognize that we all have something to bring to the table. And when we think about not just other girl serving organizations, but organizations such as yours that are showing and promoting and supporting women and supporting girls, and having those conversations and being willing to be transparent about where we've been and how we got to where we are, and yet where we have left to go and how we're striving to get there, right? It takes everybody. It takes everybody's willingness to share, to be a part of. It takes men backing us up, right?
Yes.
It takes men backing us up and standing, in the gap for us, right? To help move things forward, right? We turn nobody away, right? If you are about making sure that a girl learns how to be strong mentally, physically, emotionally, if you are about helping her to succeed academically in STEM and in reading, if you're about teaching her to be bold and supporting her community and community advocacy, about life skills, then you're about Girls Inc. And so we want you a part of that fold, and we need you a part of that fold even more so.
And I agree. And that's why we, try to get mentees who want to be in the business, or we get them to mentor on the show or intern with the show so they can see people who are doing great things. Because it's great talking about it, but until you see someone who looks like you, and that's really what matters. So that's what we try to promote. That's what we do promote. Because I'm allergic to negativity. You got to be positive. Okay, I break out in hives. I can't be on the show because I'm all hived up. So we're all about positivity and showing these young girls that we are not catty. We are not crabs in a barrel. I don't know where they got that from, but that's the minority, not the majority.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's what I try to promote. So when I hear that, I just keep it moving. No, don't listen to whoever said that, because the people I hang around, my friend, my circle, because as I say, if you want to join our tribe, you must subscribe. We don't subscribe to that foolery. We don't subscribe to that foolery. Absolutely. But it's just been a pleasure having you as a wonderful guest on our show. Miss Tiffany, you are, I'm telling you, you the one to watch. You are the one to watch. Okay, I'm telling you.
I'm just trying to keep up with you. I'm trying to keep up with you.
Hey. But again, my sister, anything that I can do, you have my contact number. Please let me know. And again, please, y'all, go out to Girls Inc. ATL. Go out to Girls Inc. ATL on Instagram, Facebook, all the handles. Heck, they're looking for people. But I want y'all to get some money and put some bodies into that organization, because we can have all the money, but we need help. We need help. So did I say we? See what I'm talking about? We just got adopted. Just got adopted.
There we go. There we go.
So without further ado, we want you to make sure you subscribe to the channel, to the platform, and don't forget to tune in tomorrow. We're going to have Sophia Stewart. She is the creator of The Matrix and the Terminator. Y'all, when I tell you this show is going to be off the chain, it's going to be off the chain, okay? So we want to wish everyone a wonderful MLK Day. And again, it's a motivational Monday. Don't forget to make sure that you do your wellness. Take time for yourself. It's not selfish. Take my beautiful sister over there. She takes her time as well. So make sure you take time for yourself, for wellness. Have that Wellness Wednesday, Soothing Saturday, Soulful Sunday, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you take time for yourself. So without further ado, I want to tell everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful day and have a beautiful tomorrow.
Oh,
bye.
Bye.